Hi, I'm Sarah. Fair warning, this one is going to make you angry before it makes you feel better. Okay, let's go. The sound of a 9-year-old's knee hitting hardwood is not the kind of sound you forget. It is small and sharp and wrong, like a glass breaking in a quiet room. But the worst part was not the sound, it was the silence that came after it. 20-something adults sitting around a Christmas table and not one of them moved. Leah was already on her feet before her brain caught up with her body. Her daughter, Maisie, was on the floor. Her knee was already turning red. Her eyes were wide, not crying yet, just confused. Like her brain could not make the math work. One second, she was holding a little paper place card walking toward a chair. The next second, her grandfather's hand was on her shoulder, shoving her backward. That seat is for my real grandkid. Get out. Those were the words, said by a grown man to a 9-year-old girl in front of an entire family on Christmas Eve. And nobody said a word. Not one uncle, not one aunt, not one cousin, not Leah's mother, who was sitting 3 feet away holding a wine glass like it was a life raft. Leah knelt beside her daughter and whispered, "I have got you." Because she needed Maisie to hear at least one adult in that room say something true. Then Leah stood up. She reached into her bag. She pulled out a folder. She set it on the table, right between the cranberry sauce and the lie her family had been feeding her for her entire life. She looked at her father, then her mother, and she said 4 words. "You have been served." For a second, nobody moved. Not even her father. Then his hand went to the folder the way it went to everything in that house, like it belonged to him. He flipped it open. His eyes scanned the first page. Leah's mother was still holding her wine glass, frozen halfway between the table and her mouth. Then her father's face drained of color, and her mother's wine glass slipped from her fingers and hit the table with a sharp, ugly clink before tipping over. Then Leah walked out with her daughter, and behind her, for the first time all night, the silence broke, not with comfort, with panic. To understand why Leah had that folder in her bag, you need to understand what her life looked like inside that family. Because people love to ask, why did you not just cut them off? As if family is a light switch, as if you can just flick it off and walk away without hearing their voices in your head for the next decade. Growing up, Leah's sister Chelsea was sunlight. Leah was weather. Chelsea got praised. Leah got corrected. Chelsea got, "You are such a star." Leah got, "Do not be so sensitive." Chelsea got, "Come sit by me." Leah got, "Move, you are in the way." Her father's favorite trick was saying the cruel thing like it was a joke. Like if he smiled while he said it, then it did not count. "Where did you get that hair?" he would say when Leah was a teenager. "Must have been the mailman." Everyone would laugh the way people laugh when they are terrified of being the next target. Her mother would give Leah that look that meant, "Do not start, do not make this worse, do not ruin dinner." Chelsea became the proof their father wanted, proof the marriage was fine, proof he was the kind of man who could produce a real daughter. Leah became the question mark. Her father never got a test. That would have required admitting he might be wrong. Much easier to punish Leah for the suspicion and call it righteousness. And her mother. Her mother led him. That is the part people do not understand until they have lived it. A father can be cruel because he is cruel. A mother has to decide over and over to watch it happen. Leah's grandfather on her father's side was the only person who made her feel like she belonged. He was not warm exactly. He was one of those old school men who thought emotions were for people who did not have work to do. But he would pat her shoulder and say, "You are smart." Do not let anyone dull that. He would slip her a card on her birthday with a crisp bill inside and tell Chelsea loudly to stop spending money like it was a hobby. When he died, the house shifted. Not with grief, with ownership. Leah's father became in charge of everything: papers, accounts, decisions. Leah was told very casually that there was not anything set aside for her. That is the phrase her mother used, like she was talking about leftovers. There was not anything set aside. Eyes on the kitchen counter, voice flat, like she was reading from a script. Leah believed her. Or she tried to, because the alternative was admitting that her parents could look at her and decide she was not worth honesty. Then, 2 weeks before Christmas, something happened. Leah was babysitting Poppy. Chelsea's daughter, the golden grandchild, the one who gets the seat, the first cookie, the special plate. Chelsea had texted, "Can you watch Poppy for an hour? I have a work call." Leah said yes because Poppy is 5, and she likes Leah in the way kids like adults who do not make them audition for affection. Also because Leah was still infected with that old family disease. Maybe if I am useful, they will treat me better. Chelsea left. The house was quiet. Poppy played with dolls. Leah cleaned up wrapping paper because apparently her role in that family was helper, not person. Chelsea's laptop sat closed on the coffee table. Not Leah's business, but Poppy saw it like a shiny, forbidden toy. She flipped it open, a password box popped up, and Poppy typed the password like it was a game, like she had done it 100 times. The screen glowed. A document was open, a PDF with her grandfather's name at the top in bold letters. Leah stopped breathing. She sat down, not because she was being nosy, because her body understood something before her brain did. This matters. She skimmed fast. Headings, official-looking ones. Trust, beneficiaries. And then she saw it, her full legal name. Not a nickname, not Leah maybe, not other child, her name, printed clean and undeniable. She scrolled again carefully. A page titled Distribution Summary. One line jumped out because it had a date she remembered in her bones. The month she had asked for help with a deposit on a safer apartment after a break-in. The month her father had laughed and said you should have made better choices. The month her mother had shrugged and said, "We cannot." That same month, Chelsea had suddenly announced she was so blessed and bought a new SUV. Leah stared at that line until the numbers blurred. Then she did the only smart thing she had ever learned to do in that family. She took a photo. Just one. Clear. Trust name. Her name. The part that mattered. She closed the laptop. Poppy asked if she could watch cartoons. Leah smiled like her world had not just tilted. "Yes, honey." Pick one. 2 days later, Leah sat across from a woman named Rebecca Shaw in a small law office that smelled like coffee and competence. She slid her phone across the desk. Rebecca studied the photo for 5 seconds before her expression changed. Not shock, not confusion. Recognition. The kind of look you give when you have seen this pattern before. If your name is on it, Rebecca said, "Trustees do not get to decide. You do not count." Even if they think whatever they think. Ink beats opinions. Rebecca worked quietly. A few days later, she handed Leah a folder. Inside was a court petition to force a full accounting of her grandfather's trust. Every dollar in, every dollar out, every signature. Every transfer, it asked the court to freeze further distributions until the truth was on paper. It asked to remove Leah's parents as trustees. For days, that folder lived in Leah's bag. She took it out, put it back, took it out, put it back. She told herself after the holidays, not at Christmas, not in front of everyone. Do not be dramatic, do not ruin things. And then her father put his hands on her child, and waiting stopped being a choice. Maisie was quiet in the car, not the normal quiet where she is plotting how to convince Leah that dessert counts as a food group. This was the kind of quiet that scares you as a parent, because you can hear your child's brain trying to build meaning around something that should never have happened. Her knee was starting to puff up. She sniffed hard like she was trying not to cry, like crying would make her a problem. Leah kept her voice gentle. Hey, look at me. You did not do anything wrong. Maisie stared out the window. He does not like me. Leah's throat tightened. That is about him, baby. Not you. Maisie's voice got smaller. Is it because I am not real? There it was, the poison passed down like an heirloom. Leah pulled the car over because she needed her hands steady. No, she said, and she made the word a wall. You are real. You belong with me. Always. That night, Leah made a decision she should have made years ago. No visits, no calls, no surprise drop-bys. Boundaries so hard you could trip over them. The first hearing happened fast. Emergency preservation freeze. Rebecca asked for two things: preserve records, freeze movement. The judge granted both and set a deadline for the full file. Every statement, every transfer record, every trustee approval. A week later, Rebecca sent a message. Come in now. She slid one page onto the desk. Look at the approvals column. Leah scanned down. Signatures, initials, authorizations. And then her eyes landed on it. Her mother's signature. Not once. Multiple times. Her stomach dropped. She thought it was just her father. But her mother knew. She knew the whole time. She had signed off on it casually, like it was routine. Trust principal at grandfather's death, $480,000. Intended split, 50% Leah, 50% Chelsea. Current trust balance, $38,000. Leah's brain refused to accept it. That cannot be right. It is right, Rebecca said. Now we show the court how it happened. The distributions told the story. Chelsea's down payment, a vehicle purchase, medical, education. The categories were almost insulting, like if you label theft family support, it becomes wholesome. They told me they could not help me, Leah said, and she heard herself the way you hear your own voice on a recording. Too calm, too controlled. Like if she let the emotion out, it would drown her. Rebecca did not say she was sorry. She did not perform empathy. She handed Leah the reality like a weapon. They took money earmarked for you, she said, and spent it like a family slush fund. The next hearing, Rebecca kept it simple. My client's name is on the trust. Trustees have duties. Signatures prove intent, and family rumor is not a legal defense. The judge did not give a speech. He gave a decision. Leah's share was $240,000. The court ordered her parents to pay it back, plus interest, plus legal costs, plus penalties. $368,000 total. Her father looked stunned. Chelsea went stiff. Her mother did not move at all. Then came the part nobody expected. Her father's text after the hearing. You want court? Fine. Tell the judge why you should be getting my father's inheritance if you are not even mine. Leah stared at it. Not because she believed him, because she knew what he was trying to do. He was not defending money. He was defending his right to punish, and he was willing to drag her daughter into it. A paternity kit arrived in the mail, his sample already included. Leah stared at it for a long time, then she swabbed, sealed it, mailed it back. Not because she owed anyone proof, because she was tired of carrying doubt like it was her birthright. The results came on a Tuesday. Biological match, she was his daughter. Her first feeling was not relief. It was fury so clean it made her cold, because it meant the suspicion was wrong and the cruelty was still deliberate. They could have ended this years ago with one test and 1 ounce of decency. She sent the results to both parents, no long message, no explanation, just, you built my whole life around a lie. Here is the truth. Then she blocked them. A week later, her mother showed up at her door, alone, hands clasped, eyes swollen, not in a dramatic way, in a tired way. She did not start with "I am sorry." She started with strategy. "Your father, he has been different. He asked about Maisie. He wants to be a family now that we know. Now that we know." Like love is a subscription that activates when the lab confirms you qualify. Then she finally cracked. "Before you were born, I slept with someone else. Just once. Your father found out. Or he suspected. From that moment on, he decided you might not be his, and I let him treat you like a question mark because I was guilty. I thought I deserved it, and somehow you ended up paying for it instead." Leah waited until she finished. Then she said quietly, "No." Her mother's face tightened. "It should not have mattered," Leah said. "You were my mother whether I was his or not. And you chose him anyway. My father does not get Maisie now because a test says real. You do not get to come back because the story is comfortable again." She closed the door. That night Maisie asked, steady and small, "We are not going back, right?" Leah sat beside her on the couch, close enough that she did not have to be brave alone. "No, we are not." And this time it was not a promise. It was a boundary. 4 months later, the money hit her account. All of it. Her parents sold the house, the one her father used to call his legacy. Turns out legacy does not mean much when a judge orders restitution and interest and fees, and there is nowhere else to pull from. They are broke now. Not "we need to budget" broke, downsized, borrowed, quiet broke. The kind where relatives stop calling and excuses stop working. Leah and Maisie are no contact. Not the dramatic kind, the peaceful kind. Maisie laughs more. She sleeps through the night. She does not ask about real anymore. She knows where she belongs. Leah does not flinch when her phone buzzes. She does not brace herself at holidays. Their life is smaller and somehow so much bigger. Her parents lost their money, they lost their story, they lost control. And Leah got her life back. So what do you think? Did Leah go too far or not far enough? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.